my name is Shambhavi and today I did this Kiara Advani wedding slave makeup look. To see how I created this look, let's roll into the main content. Let's start with a skin check. My skin is very dull and dehydrated, so I'll use a very hydrating toner and I'll spray it onto my hand, rub it and apply it directly onto my skin and tap it really well. And then I'll use Daily Repair Moisture Cream from the Skin Story. It's very hydrating. It has thin texture, get absorbed into the skin really well, but also moisturizes your skin. And whatever is left, I'll apply it onto my neck and then onto the next step, priming, and I'll apply a good silicone based primer onto my areas where I get wrinkles, and whatever is left I'll spread it onto my face. And then I'll apply an orange color corrector because I have some dark circle and pigmentation around my mouth, so I'll cover that. Right now I'm looking like a monkey, but that's okay. I'll tap and blend it into my skin, and never over blend your color corrector because it's like erasing the purpose of applying color corrector. Next I'll use a thick base concealer to hide my imperfections and apply it onto the areas where I color corrected. And from the same palette I'll take a very dark contour shade and apply it onto my hollow of the cheek, on the jawline, bridge of the nose, and also onto my forehead. And I'll keep this very raw, efficient, and then on top of it I'll use a foundation. I'll blend this all and then I'll use a foundation on top of it. You'll see how beautiful and flawless it will look. And this is underpainting. Under your foundation you paint your contour, you color correct, and you conceal everything, and then on top of it you use your foundation and everything looks flawless and seamless. I'm tapping the product, I'm not spreading it a lot, and I'm just keeping it onto the areas where I need it. And with the edge of the brush I'm just blending the contour of the nose, and I'll clean that brush with the tissue, and then I'm just blending my concealer. You don't need a lot of foundation, concealer. That's why I love underpainting right now. I'm just in love with underpainting. In real also, like in person, it looks so flawless and seamless. Whatever concealer is left onto my brush, I'll use it onto my mobile lid. And then onto the next step, I'll use foundation, 2 to 3 pump of it, and I'll apply it onto the areas where I didn't put any concealer or contour, and buff it with a soft damp beauty blender. This is from Mars Cosmetics, and I'll buff it around the cheeks, contour, and also on the concealer, and whatever is left I'll apply it onto the contour also. Never drag your sponge, just buff and blend. Doing the same at the other side. You'll think why I didn't put foundation all over my face, but it's like if I put foundation and let it rest, it can get mattified and it will not blend this softly. That's why I'll cover one part of my face and then I go to the other part of my face, and I'll take time and buff and blend my foundation really well. Next I'll use a medium coverage brightening concealer. I don't want to cover anything, that's why I just want to brighten them up. That will give a flawless finish. Also it will brighten up my face. I'm using it under my eyes, onto my chin, onto my bridge of the nose and the forehead. If I'll use a thick coverage concealer, it can get little patchy and cakey, so that's why I think coverage concealer. Next I'll powder my face and bake a little under my eye. Hey, if you want your makeup to last all day long and night, you have to powder your face. I know it's all very trendy, glowy face, but powder plays an important role, my girls. Also, if you observe carefully, you can see the Kiara has very matte, beautiful, flawless skin. Next I'll use a warm brown pinkish tone eyeshadow and I'll apply it above my crease, a little bit darker tone than that, and I'll apply it onto my crease and buff it with a fluffy brush. With an orangish brown shade, I'll apply it onto the outer corner and then buff it onto my crease. Lastly, with a dusty brown shade, I'll apply it all over my mobile lid. I'll use a bit of orange tone and apply it onto the outer corner and thus blend everything together. I'll remove excess powder, and whatever is left in my brush, I'll buff it onto my face. And with same dusty brown shade, I'll apply it onto my lower lashes and buff it with a fluffy brush. I know it looks scary, but it looks great in pictures. I'll apply peachy tone blush onto my cheeks. I know Kiara loves blush, but in picture I didn't saw her wearing that much of blush, but I can clearly see she has a bit of a bronzer going onto her skin. That's why I've used a good amount of bronzer onto my face, and whatever is left I'll apply it onto my nose. For me this is kind of a scary part because I don't like to do my eyebrows, but I know Kiara loves a good boxy brows. I'm filling it onto the areas where it's needed. Also I'm filling a little bit more than usual front of the brows, and it looks quite structured and beautiful. With a big fluffy powder brush, I'll brush everything before applying skin mist or setting mist. This is the mask makeup fixer seal the deal. I'll spray it all over my face, give a good mist, lock my makeup forever, not forever. Next I'll apply a little bit of highlighter because Kiara didn't have that much of glow onto her skin. That's why I'm using a very teeniest amount of highlighter onto the inner corner of my eyes. Then I'll curl my lashes because I have Gina Chuna lashes 2-3 only. So I'll curl them and apply mascara onto them to make them look voluminous and lengthy. Onto my lip concoction, first I'll use Choco Nude Lip Liner from Swiss Beauty. It has a very beautiful warm brown, a bit of hint of pink in it. I'll overline and also I'll fill it in with the same lip liner. I'll use this mask lip palette. I'll use this warm brown shade and fill it in with it. And for the bit of pinkiness, I'll use this Maybelline Super Stay color and buff it onto my lips. And that's the whole completed final look in the natural light. You can see how pretty it looks. I'll do my hair. I hope you all find this video very informative and helpful. See you all in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.